Hello, everyone. Welcome to Action Round Zero. This is going to be just me casting today, Anton Skott. I'm going to cast a game between Scotland's Ricki McLaughlin and France's Franck Rondepierre. When this game was played, Ricki was at 12-6, and Franck was at 12-7. So they both need to win this game to secure a playoff spot. Very exciting. They're in a tough division that I'm in as well, where we could have 5 players make equal playoffs. So let's just jump right in and see. They're tapping a little bit about the recording here. 2 good players. Ricki's been around for a couple of years. He was top 10 at some point in ITSR. Then he took a little break from the game, just dealing with some personal stuff, I think. But now he's finally back. We're happy to have him back. I had the pleasure of playing him in the convention in London a couple of years ago. Gentleman player, he had to get on a train, and we had to call the game at turn 7, and he agreed that I had a winning position. Although I think he might have pulled it back. I don't know. He's a very good player. We get both hands here because this game was also posted on Franck's channel. But if you don't speak French, you might not have seen it there. So gonna see a decall versus Middle East headline here. Excellent start to the game. This could get real juicy. Okay, so Ricki's gonna go ahead and place 1 in France. That's interesting. Maybe he's baiting then, since he has the Gaul in hand, he's baiting Franck to put lots of ops in there, but he doesn't know that Franck does not have a hand to fight for Europe here. I guess you would try to get rid of Suez right away here if you're Franck, but yeah, I don't know. Interesting situation. We're watching a little bit faster than usual, but not so fast that we won't be able to follow here. I like the decall headline. Yeah, defectors in hand, but still, I just find it, even if you don't have defectors in hand, it's such a powerful start to the game. Look at this board. This is like a mid-game board right now, especially going into the Middle East headline from the US. When you don't have to place ops into the Middle East to in turn 1 really at all. Yeah, I like this from Ricki. He's gonna go ahead and coup with Fidel. Wow. That's interesting. I wonder why he does that instead of special. DEFCON's at 5. I might have done that with special instead. There's a world in which you end up spacing Fidel and play Vietnam on AR6 here and hold sock gubs, yeah. Okay, he's gonna keep spreading, playing de Gaulle there, holding on to that 4-op. I like that, but hand is getting quite ops poor here because you want to event captured onto scientists too. Oh, and giving up another coup there. So now Ricki for sure has the coup. No, okay. I guess all these coups in Asia is making Ricki sends making Ricki think that Franck has Asia scoring here, which makes sense. Because Suez, I guess now this is high DEFCON weird right here. I'd like to put 1 into France here after we've seen de Gaulle and Suez is out, and then maybe Indonesia and Philippines. A 2 in France, okay. Now we're gonna coup for sure. Ooh, okay, we still have Dom, but the 1 there kind of hurts. Go back in there, keep placing into France. Yeah, this all makes sense. Okay, slightly better roll now. And now what do you do? Oh, is this an event of IP war? No, a coup. Wow. Okay, with the 6, that makes allow a done deal. But now we're going to have to give up Vietnam. I guess you place 2 into Vietnam. No, you can't maintain. Yeah, Frank can't maintain the Dom here, especially not after this coup with Vietnam, and definitely not eventing Sakov. So, yeah, this is a tense moment in the game. It's also interesting that Africa is the way it is, and we're at DEFCON 5 and have been the whole time here. I think you coup Indonesia here if you're Ricki. I guess what you could do is also place into Malaysia and then place 1 into South Korea. But I think I like coupping Indonesia. Yeah. Yeah, even with the 2, that feels pretty good. So now, after this Vietnam revolts, realigns. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Ooh, big rolls, big rolls. I did not see that realign. That's perfect. Although I guess Ricki can just place into Thailand now, right? Oh, and with defectors gone, now you just headline Asia, right? Not a lot of ops for Ricki, but good. I like this hand anyway. You're going to be able to get rid of CIA. And yeah, I think you headline Asia here, right? Or does Japan cancel it? No, Japan doesn't cancel it. Oh no. Go ahead and headline Asia. Even if you take Thailand after, it's just 1 more. I don't know. I guess getting first on space matters too, and then you can just score Asia here instead of placing, right? Yeah, I would just go ahead and score Asia here. It's 6 VPs. I don't know about this, because now you're going to have to start cooing, and then you're going to give up CIA. I think it's better to just score it, because you can still take India and fight for South Korea here. So if you score it here, yeah, no, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. It's easy for me to say, though. This is the long-term play, but what happens when you lose this coup now? If you lose the Thailand coup, yeah. Oof. Scary situation. I think. Okay, let's see what Frank does. He's going to place influence into. Okay, so now you score it for sure. Okay. And now you just drop that CIA as soon as you can, I think. Opponent's under containment, has a lot of guilt-free 3 ops here, so Frank could even take South Korea here and hold Korean War for blockade or until the next turn and then space it. So okay, I'm gonna take the Angola coup. So now I think you event CIA, right? Event first and then plays with it if you have to. Yeah. Okay. Frank gets to see that hand. Gonna be happy to see that hand, because now what do you do as Ricki? You're gonna event Nasser, right? Ooh, wow, that is a huge 6. Holy moly! Okay, Frank and Ricki misses the roll. So I think Ricky's turn one hand was really good, but the rolls have not been with him here. So, so that's going to be one into Thailand, maybe one into Angola and two into India, I think. I think Ricky might have to end up playing the China card here, just to keep Asia from going. He could even end up with 4. Yeah, that's the play. Yeah, eventing Nasser makes sense. Spacing NORAD, but I guess we don't have enough anyway to like overprotect everything, which we would have to do if we give the China card here. This is the strength of containment right here. Okay. Franck gives up Korean to blockade here. Ricky going to be unhappy to not see D-stall come out of this hand. I guess giving up Marshall here is like Europe's going to be a blue dom the rest of the game. Anyway, it's hard to see it flip here, but I think, yeah, Korean. And all of a sudden, oh wow, giving up NORAD. Okay. I don't hate it. We often think just like, oh, NORAD's automatic space in early war. You never know what ends up happening with it. So it's still going to be a net positive. So Franck's going to be able to take Europe Dom and Asia Dom here, if my math is correct. So really good turn for Franck here. That's just a huge containment. Okay, and we already see Franck's hand up there, and we see, ooh, that's a lot of blue VPs in Ricky's hand. Okay. How do we even attack this as... I think, wow, some decisions to be made here. Europe is known, Asia is not known. Sock Govs is a strong headline here, with UN of Marshall on top of it to take France. It is 6 VPs to do that. And Tunisia's there for Milops as well. You know, there's sometimes we talk about dropping sock govs like that. I think I like the sock govs headline here. Unless you think that your opponent's going to defector and then you just headline Europe scoring, but yeah. Okay, Franck drops Middle East. Sock govs is not known. Europe is known. So yeah, and UN of Marshall to place into France. Makes sense. And now, even if, you know, if Franck takes the coup here, we get 1 extra VP from West Germany not being filled when we score Europe. So I don't think there's any point in trying to fight for Europe here. With Asia having to be scored as well. And we have to de-stall at some point. So I think we just drop that score and get done with it. Okay, Franck's not going to take the... Wow, okay. Okay, yeah, fill in Canada before NORAD. That makes sense. I like that. Oh, I like that. Oh, maybe we're going to get away with Asia here. That would be huge. That would be so big. Now, we don't. Ricki doesn't know about the 2 war cards in Franck's hand, but that means we're going to get mill-ups no matter what here. With decall in that hand as well. So I didn't even talk about Franck's hand here. He's got good things and he's got bad things. Let's put it that way. I think if we play Malaysia here, Franck might end up taking this. Franck might end up taking this coup, and we're going to get to drop Asia. Yeah, is this going to be a Nigeria coup? That's huge for Ricki. Wow, getting away with one here. He places into, oh, Philippines. Okay, all right, he sniffs it out. And now what do we do? Yeah, I think we're going to end up having to give this Asia. Now the scoreboard is now +6, which is pretty nice. Now the known cards in Franck's hand are 5-year plan, US-Japan, and I think Arab-Israeli war as well. Okay, so now we have to play the D-stall. I'm going to take out of the European countries. Ooh, and the Mexico. I like that. I like that. We're going to get the mill-ups here, but I wonder if Ricki's going to play it like that. Okay, the realigns on Mexico are successful for Franck, but not Chile. Okay. Okay, age is not known. Yeah. I like shoring up South America here, even if we're going to lose mill-ups, which we're not going to do, but he doesn't know that. So Franck is smartly playing the war cards last, trying to get Ricki to play a useless coup on Tunisia here. That all makes sense. Giving up Asia and now giving up a war. Yeah, agree with Ricki there. And a pretty good hand here for Franck. Africa scoring, of course, lovely. Brush war. Might even get off an arms race here. Ricki has a good hand too, though, with both Quagmire and Junta. An IP war maybe as a follow-up at some point as well. OPEC is big. I wonder, oh, we could set up the... Yeah. I think... If I'm Ricki here, my plan would be to somehow play Junta into one of the Central American countries and then set up a Che trap with a South America Dom and a Central America Dom. It's not super straightforward. You have a lot of options with this hand as Ricki. Of course, super happy to see Quagmire. Now, Defectors, I think, is in the draw pile as far as Ricki knows. Are we going to see the Defectors here? I think we probably are. That would be my headline if I was Franck here. That would be my headline if I was Franck, but big moment in this game. Are we gonna cancel the NORAD or not with defectors or with Quagmire? Let's see it. Oh, we're gonna see Africa instead. Okay, that's big. Yeah, it's a lot of VPs for Franck, but big difference here on. See, I like doing it the other way. Okay, yeah, it works out here, but I like doing it the other way, placing into Mexico, and then cooing Panama. Okay, Korean War goes in there. We're going to end up taking Central America control. Love to see that 10 VP. 10 red VPs if you're Ricki. But this brush war might change that. Oh, does not make it. And we're going to sniff out arms race here. I guess we're not cooing with Che or with OPEC, so we're not going to cancel arms race anyway. Yeah, we don't want to space yet. We want to see if Franck will space so we can jump him. But Franck is going to get some arms race VPs here too, and it's starting to be a lot of. I might roll on the war here actually. The long-term play. We just gave up shuttle too, so winning that IP war. I guess there's no rush with that. But what are you doing with your 2 ops here? Oh, see, if you're going to do that, I think I would rather do. I would like to play 1 into Colombia here and set up the Che trap. I don't think there's a hurry with OPEC. Yeah, there's arms race. If you play How I Learned into Colombia and somewhere else like Saudi Arabia or something, that sets up a Che trap. And we make the war. Wow. Okay, so now Asia's going to be even probably the rest of the game unless we. I've played Franck quite a few times, and there's a certain bluntness in his chat that I like a lot. He's a good sport. I really like Franck, but I get a sense that he doesn't like getting play decked. Let's put it that way. If I'm Ricki here, I would want to overprotect both Pakistan and India, though. We're going to lose that China card at some point. So let's see if Franck gives up the space here. That's probably what I would do if I was Franck. There's nothing pressing on the board. Just space Muslim Rev. I guess we don't have to space Muslim Rev, do we? Maybe we don't space at all if we're Franck. We just give this up. No, he's going to space it. You could just give that up if you're Franck and place 2 back into Iran if you want. But anyway, he doesn't make the space, so that makes one small step useless, basically. Yeah, that Muslim Rev didn't have to be spaced. Okay, so now we Che, right? I guess this makes Che a very good headline, though. The vector is still not known. So, and everything's scored except for the Americas. And look at the Americas. Franck going for the Hail Marys. Oh, empties Mexico. That's big. So now we're going to see who gets liberation theology. Neither player gets it. Franck has central. Franck has a low ops hand, but a lot of good events. And I saw him pull for defectors here. So let's see. I think if I'm Frank, or if I'm Ricki, I just give up on Southeast Asia here. It's not getting better. We want to play everything else almost. Space duck and cover, of course. Maybe space Camp David if we get the double, but I don't see why you would do any other headline here. Yeah, and that's going to get defectored. So things going Ricki's way here. A lot of ops in his hand. So I would almost do like a token coup here. I guess we don't have a card for a token coup. Yeah. Yeah, that was a big moment. Just going through it here. Maybe a Willy coup of Angola. Okay, we're gonna do the 3-op. That's fine too. Making sure to get it. Sorry. Oh, what do we do if we're Frank here? Because if we take Mexico, that's 2 VPs, right? And then we just give our opponent a chance to take Nicaragua and Haiti, and we're going to have to give up Central anyway. On the other hand, we don't know that opponent doesn't have liberation theology, so we might want to take Mexico for the long term, but we just don't have a lot of ops to do things like that. Maybe with puppets we can fight on country count in Central. That's going to be hard too, though. Yeah, we just don't have the ops here. Yeah, this is a miserable hand for Frank. Now, I don't remember if Poland's at 5 or 6. Might matter for John Paul considerations. Oh, gonna try the realign. Oh, okay. Yeah, that would be my worry. I guess now you get to do 1-op coups of those countries and maybe get some mill-ops and maybe something will happen from that, but oh, are we cooing with John Paul? I don't know about that. Europe might be really important in the late war. Yeah, and that sets up the wait. Oh, misclick. That could have been another roll on Tunisia. You set up the successful trap and then misclicked. That's funny. I think this, no matter what, this is going to end up being a Central America dom for Ricki. Unless we spend all the puppet governments there, I guess. But there goes South America. Oh, of course, the other roll would have been on Colombia, not on Tunisia, which would have been another 2 VPs. What am I thinking? Sometimes you get lost in these casts. Yeah, I wonder if Frank is thinking here, like, how can I... Is it worth it to spend puppets in Guatemala, El Salvador, and Dominican Republic? I don't think it is. Yeah. I think you just got to give it up here. And all of a sudden, it's 10 red VPs. Ricki, is he going to get the double space? We'll see. Big moment here for Middle East. Yeah. Okay, so now space Camp David too. Fail, so we don't get the peak, but man, 12 VPs, 2 space lead on the space track. Yeah, I don't know about that coup either. It's like, I think maybe Frank is a little bit tilted now. I mean, it's a low op hand anyway, but I like eventing puppets before that coup. Okay. Nice hand for both players here. I think if we're Ricki here, we go ahead and headline ABM. Neither player has seen Missile Envy, so we're scared of Missile Envy here, but oh, ABM against Voice of America. This could be big. What do we do with Voice here? Oh, big roll on Thailand. China card still hasn't been played all game, and we haven't seen any of the China cards either. Just Nixon here in Ricki's hand. The order of playing cards here is going to matter quite a bit for Ricki. Yeah, of course we're going to do special before NATO. Space grain sales. We're happy we didn't make that second space. This hand would have been a lot more complicated if we had to hold on to grain sales. Over on Franck's side, I guess we space We Will Bury You, and everything else is just kind of like almost coasting through this. I wonder though, how does Franck play this VOA? Because Ricki's probably going to want to do another coup, right? Maybe a flower power coup of Mexico. Everything's scored, so yeah, just create lots of threats on the board. I like this, just like filling these up, and then let Ricki or let Franck coup if he wants it. I'm gonna end up giving the China card here, unless we hold Nixon, which I guess we could maybe do. Yeah, I think Franck's gonna end up getting a couple of VPs here. Nixon at the least, and maybe he'll be able to attack with OAS as well. We'll see. Okay, gonna try to even up Africa. Okay, big roll or big roll, not a big roll, but big result for Franck. With Portuguese gone and South African unrest in the discard, this might be a long-term dom for Franck in Africa, which frankly he needs. The rest of the board is quite red. Middle East is a dom, it's just shuttle canceled. I wonder if we just play the Nixon here without giving China. Maybe that's even better. Okay, a little South Africa protection. I think I kind of like giving up Nixon without giving the China card here and just overprotecting Thailand and Pakistan with Nixon. Holding on to nuke subs is nice here too, in case we get a redraw of grain sales. That could be a last ditch safety. Okay, Franck spaces his. Okay, no double space. Not that I think we're going to space NATO anyway, but okay. The fight is in Africa right now. I wonder how Franck is going to play this. He'll hold Ask Not. Lions is 1, so that's not really worth it. Can we use OAS AR7 to try and flip something in South America? I think that's going to have to be the attempt here. Also wonder, do we play Nixon or do we play the China card and then Nixon? Wow, that was not evented, was it? It was just played for ops. Okay, giving up NATO. And now, I'm going to see Usuri and Cultural Rev next turn. So I think we want to get Nixon out of here. But now we can't play China card and then Nixon. So I think we just play Nixon now, right? But then it's awkward to give up the China card right before. Maybe we're going to hold on to Nixon. Maybe that's the plan here. Just so that opponent doesn't get the chance to do an Usuri headline. Maybe we break. What do we do with nuke subs? We break something? Realignment. Okay. I don't know about those realignments. What do they really do? I don't think they do too much. Oh, you know what we do with nuke subs is we break Iran is what we do with nuke subs. Hold China and Nixon. Break Iran with nuke subs. Opponent's going to play OAS. We don't even know that, but yeah, break Iran. Yeah, wow. I love it when better players do the thing that I suggested. It's like, wow, I was so smart for finding that. And then no, it's just super obvious to the people actually playing. Yeah. Frank smartly tries to do the one thing he can, which is try to fight for South America. And okay, this is a problematic hand for Ricki. This might be exactly what Frank needed. Ricki's going to have to self-trap here. And oh, he gets to see the headline here, which is big because that means, ooh, oh my goodness. Oh, this is a nightmare. This is, oh, can we lib? Can we lib play China card into Mexico and win before we have to play this hand? Oh my goodness, this is that's what I would be looking at if I had to play this hand. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah. I think we're going to have to do that. So libs into Mexico and one into Guatemala, right? Yeah. And then we try to, I think we play a China card here, right? Oh man, this hand is a nightmare to get purged. Wow. This completely changes the game now. And if we can't win this on this turn, we're going to have to hold grain sales. We're going to give voice. Yeah, we're going to have to. I can't see how we play this other than fill Mexico right now, try to win. I think we got to do it because otherwise we have to hold grain sales, give voice, hold grain sales and bear trap. Give voice. I mentioned it last turn. I think the poke of Iran makes a lot of sense too, but holding on to nuke subs for this situation right here. Oh man, I think flower power is known, so we can't even miss a Lenvy here. This is, I think, notice Ricki taking some time here. This is the type of moment where you should take a step away from the board and really think this through. Take a step away from your computer and think it through, not be... I think I like playing China card first here because if Frank plays cultural first, oh man, this is so awkward. Central not known. Wow. What a tense moment. I think this is the play. I think I would like to play China first here, though. With Cultural and Usuri known in your opponent's hand. I think I want to play China before I play U2. Look at that hand, though. What a nightmare for Ricki if he doesn't make it through here. I think with this situation, though, so I guess what happens here is Franck coups Mexico with flower power, right? That's the play that makes the most sense. But he might want to fight for Brazil, too. Oh, man. This is just... seeing the headline, too. Oh, and he's going to take the coup on Mexico. I don't know about that. And Ricki doesn't know either. I don't know. I think I like letting my opponent try the coup instead of coupping myself here. Okay, he's coming to the conclusion that I came to. I think if you place one more into Mexico here, I think that's going to deter Franck from coupping in Mexico, and he might take the coup somewhere else instead. Yeah, tense moment. Okay, one into Pakistan. This is a tense moment. Wow. You see Franck's cursor there. Why don't we? I'm holding my breath here for what's going to happen. Franck has to coup Mexico here. If he doesn't, this game's over. And he goes for the coup of Mexico and fails. And that's going to do it for this game. Wow, what a finish. That was one of the more tense moments we've had on ARZ this season. And this means that Ricki goes to 13-6 and guarantees himself a playoff spot. And Franck drops to 12-8. And I think there's a sliver of a chance that he will make the playoffs, but it's unlikely. Franck is one of the veterans of the ITSL, really good player. And it says something about the quality of this year's tournament when players like Franck and Kayan Fan, who won ITSL a couple years ago, isn't going to make the playoffs. This hand, this is nightmare fuel. This hand. If we don't have Central America here, I could just see the whole game turning after this hand. Wow. Good play by both players. I think they're mentioning it in chat here. Luck was on Franck's side in the early war, and then definitely slipped to Ricki's in the mid war here. The ABM coup on Asia made a big difference too. Same as the CIA coup, of course, on Thailand. Really good game. Thanks to both players for sharing it with me. Congratulations to Ricki, who makes the playoffs in a tough division. Franck, as I said, has a small chance. I think his strength of schedule is probably pretty good because of the division he was in. But I think 12-8, usually there's maybe one player with 12-8 who makes the playoffs, but there's been so many 12-7-1 players this year that You just don't know. But in about a week, we'll know who makes the playoffs and who doesn't. Ricki will be in it. Franck might. And then we'll continue to bring you more games as the playoffs start, of course. We're going to try to also have some Champions League games once the Champions League playoffs start as well. So lots of good Twilight Struggle coming up. This was Action Round Zero on May 21st, 2025. Hope you're all having a good spring, summer, whatever it is where you are. I know I am. Looking forward to more Twilight Struggle. But for now, I'm going to sign off. Thanks for watching. This has been Anton Skott for Action Round Zero. The struggle continues. Bye.
I heard a young father, a very prominent young man in the entertainment world, addressing a tremendous gathering in California. It was during the time of the Cold War, and communism and our own way of life were very much on people's minds, and he was speaking to that subject. And suddenly, though, I heard him say, "I love my little girls more than anything," and I said to myself, "Oh no, don't say that." But I had underestimated him. I would rather see my little girls die now, still believing in God, than have them grow up under communism and one day die no longer believing in God.